Video and games, a pair of words that evolved quite a lot within the past few decades, starting from a form of teaching to the arcades to now virtual reality. To say that video games haven't made an impact on us as a society would be incorrect. Throughout the years, they have continued to grow and change, becoming more and more complex, starting from this to this. The amount of playstyles has also grown exponentially, ranging from platformers to fighters to role-playing games to first-person shooters to even life simulators, and eventually becoming its own fully developed art medium, leading to countless hours of people enjoying themselves with these artificial worlds. Sometimes these worlds feel much more like home than actual home. However, the start for games wasn't an easy one. In 1985, when the gaming market was at its weakest due to a surplus of games with poor quality control, the release of Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System helped save the entire concept of gaming. Through its very beginner-friendly playing concept and high graphic quality for the time, it showcased the power of what gaming could do. From there, the market soared. From following the Nintendo-based standard quality of games, graphics and gameplay standards continued to be upped and upped, going from the 8-bit era to the 16-bit era, all the way to 3D graphics. From there, the quality of 3D is refined more and more until it has reached the current era of hyper-realistic graphics and virtual reality in its infancy. Games were originally very high score based, enticing people to hone their skills by playing over and over to try and be number one. Others were fighting games that asked the player to learn different combos and techniques to try and outplay the opponents. Then you have my personal favorite kind of games, ones that are more story driven and take the player on an adventure to complete a task. This could be saving a person, saving the world, or just finding out more about yourself and the world around you. The list goes on and on for what a game can do. But no matter the time period you look at, one concept has continued throughout all of gaming. The developers want you to enjoy the world they spent time making. This leads me into the power that video games hold. Someone has created this brand new world for you to explore. A whole new reality with its own rules, its own characteristics, its own style. Either it's mimicking our world or it being anything but. This allows for a place for someone to go and visit, meet someone new, or do a new activity. Or fish, fishing's always fun. There's a sense of wonder that this new world can offer. Not everyone likes video games. It has been met with a lot of resistance over the years. Hell, it still gets pushed back today. But that's not the case for a lot of people. Video games allow for someone to travel from this world and visit another one, effectively allowing them to forget any issues or obligations that might be affecting their mental health for a while. Life for someone at home can be hard. Not everyone gets a good set of guardians or the best set of friends. There can be a lot of sadness and anger in a home. I personally believe that video games help a lot of people during the troubling times of life, at any age. Any game is able to create a sense of home for someone. Every game has that opportunity to make you enjoy yourself and feel as part of a group of people. I've heard countless stories of others talking about how they fell in love with fighting games and went on to practice them for years, feeling right at home with each character and their unique fighting style. Now, for myself, I grew attached to the more story-driven games. I was very fortunate in the fact that I had a loving family growing up. However, I didn't really have any friends. So when I got my first gaming console, a Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP, rolls right off the tongue, I know, I got Pokemon Emerald as my first game, and I fell in love with the characters instantly. You make a team of 6 Pokemon that are to fight alongside you and help you along your adventure, trying to become the greatest Pokemon trainer of them all. As you go through the game, you encounter more Pokemon, people, and places. Your team might change along the way, but the game entices you to keep at least your starter Pokemon, so the two of you can grow as the game progresses. It helps build a connection with them. Most memories I have as a child are connected to Pokemon or video games as a whole in some way. Fortunately, with the age of the internet, communities for games have been able to grow to incredible sizes. Instead of being limited to those who live around you to talk about the game with, you have the whole world to talk to about the games you love. This has allowed people to experience games outside of what they can afford or are skilled enough to play. Like, I personally love watching speedruns of my favorite games. If you don't know what a speedrun is, it's trying to complete a certain objective within a game as fast as possible. Now, I don't have the patience to sit down and practice these runs all the time, so I much more enjoy watching others doing it and seeing how fast they are able to complete the games. One platform that has helped evolve the community of video games is Twitch.tv. This website is one of the greatest places to meet others within the community for games that you love. You can find someone streaming almost any game you can think of. This is how I met some of my better friends. I've never met them in person, but we talk all the time and play games together whenever possible. This here is my friend Nick. He loves live streaming as much as he can and forming a community of people who enjoy a good time. You can always find him making jokes and trying to wish a warm welcome to everyone who stops by. He's great to have on as background noise or someone to talk to through the chat. For some people, this is the only form of communication with others due to isolation or poor life situations. Platforms like this have been exponentially more important for gamers now during this time of self-isolation from the current coronavirus outbreak. It gives them an outlet to meet new people, to have a good time, and grow as a person within a community. You can find me in Nick's chat often, so come say hi sometime. As I've aged though, I feel as if my need for using video games as a form of escapism has diminished drastically. This is thanks to being able to meet others who I connect with, but every now and then when I get overwhelmed with life, I love to sit back and unwind with any game along my game shelves.